2024 is looking to be one of the lesser eventful gaming years. 2023 was one of the best years that we've experienced thus far, but Nintendo was supposed to release something this year, or at least we thought they were. It's looking that's a 2025 release, so another year without a Switch, or a newer one. Steam Deck released an OLED, but that's not a new model technically. I guess technically it would be, but it's not a new piece of hardware as far as the internals are concerned and performance. The PlayStation Portal is not a PlayStation Portable, and there's really nothing on the horizon when it comes to Xbox and PlayStation. Maybe a Pro model, but hey, that's just going to get games running at 60 frames per second. So what do we do this year? I think we invest our time and our energy in what the future of gaming truly is going to be, and we'll talk more about that today. We have a new coffee in the house, a new one, haven't even opened it yet. Before I do this, I want to talk to you for like 10 seconds about AeroPress. This is the traditional AeroPress. This is the AeroPress Go I use. I'm not going to use this today, but I just want to show you that if you went and got an AeroPress like this is going to be what you'll find. Just normal. They're a little bit bigger. They can have more coffee in them. As 4 notches versus 3. So if you want to get an AeroPress, that's the standard one. We're going AeroPress Go today. I guess I can show you a side-by-side of the two. See, a little bit smaller. Pretty cool. We'll go with the AeroPress Go today to try this new coffee out. I'm excited. What do we have? June Coffee Roasters. They've got good stuff. I have not been disappointed by them before. This is going to be an El Sal wash. Great. I love El Sals. They're super tasty. So let's open this baby up. Let's rip that. We're going to dump this into a canister anyway after the show is over. Smells good to me. When was it roasted? It was roasted 4/23, so we're a week off date. That is perfect. You never want to grind coffee right when it's roasted because it can cause some unflavorful moments, or not as good, not unflavorful, but not as good. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit different of a recipe today, but I'm not going to just talk about coffee. We're talking about the future of gaming as it stands and where should we be? I think that the future of gaming could be summed up in one word: portable. Now, I'm risking it all today because I have the 3 portables I want to kind of touch base on all around the water and the particles of coffee, but hey, we aren't risking it all on this channel. What are we doing? I had a really great, awesome, fun stream last night when it came to showcasing and looking into the PlayStation Portal. We did some live testing of the Portal itself and seeing what is it able to pull off. I was very impressed. Now, full disclosure, if you go and watch that stream, it was in this room, which right down on the floor is where my internet is, my primary internet router, modem. And so I'm in the very same room of that, my wireless internet, but also my PlayStation 5 is plugged in. So 2 things that I would like to say ahead of time. I will say though that my internet modem / router is the one installed by my internet provider. And so it's nothing special. It's not like Wood from Beat 'em Ups or what's his name? Bob from Wolf Den, who have crazy, insane routers and network systems. I don't have that. I have different mesh systems I can plug in. I just haven't done it out of, I wouldn't call it necessarily laziness. I would say more out of time setting it up. I don't need it. Everything that I have does the job I want it to do. But we're not talking about internet here. We're talking about portables. I believe strongly, and I've data to back it up. I guess it's more subjective data. I don't have real true numbers, but you guys get where I'm going. It's early this morning, didn't sleep well last night, had a couple panic attacks, so I've just, bear with me this morning, guys. I strongly believe that what we are going to be experiencing here in the next couple of years is a massive shift in the gaming landscape. Now, I know that a lot of this has to do with my excitement, and because I'm excited, I am more attuned or more interested in this topic. I totally accept the fact that this might be biased. I get it, and I want to first and foremost say that I'm trying to keep this as logical as possible, and so we're going to try to run it this way. First, we saw this huge push in the space of portables here back in 2017 when we had the release of the Switch. The Switch really started to redefine the landscape of gaming and reaffirm the fact that people do indeed like flexibility when it comes to the location at which they decided to do their gaming. And so with the Nintendo Switch release, we had this new way of playing. We had this dockable situation where we could play our games with these two different controllers, the Joy-Cons, that we could play either like this or sledded, and it was a very, very exciting moment. We had the flexibility of the kickstand to do tabletop mode, and some of us did, and it was more of a novelty. But I know that when it first launched, I went to my buddy's coffee shop, and at my buddy's coffee shop, I played, Breath of the Wild tabletop mode with a controller, because I'm like, this is the most spectacular moment ever, and it was really great. Since then, I haven't done tabletop mode as much, but it's still possible. And so the flexibility that came with something like the Switch was pretty great. Well, we fast forward about 5 years, and in the 5 years, we saw the introduction of plenty of handheld PCs come to market. But the problem with those handheld PCs was the price point. Often made by some, different manufacturers overseas. The issues that we ran into with a lot of those were they were just hardware. And because they're just hardware, they have to somehow figure out, we're gonna go with one, how they're going to recoup the cost of these quite, at the time, I would say they were quite innovative little machines. The reason why they're so expensive is they don't have Epic launchers. They have Epic launchers, but they don't have Epic stores. They don't have Steam backlog. They don't have all this stuff that they're also gaining money from. These are just windows into gaming libraries. And so 100% of the cost, right, the hardware cost, is going to fall on them to recoup somehow. And so hardware-wise, I'm not explaining this perfectly, but you understand what I'm getting. Hardware is where they're going to make their money. So one of the biggest ones I know, Aya Neo or the Aya brand, have these Odin, all these different things. These were cool and powerful and capable, but still kind of out of reach from a lot of us as gamers. I don't know if spending $800 to $1,000 5 years ago was going to make sense when a Nintendo Switch, an Xbox, we're at the end of the life cycle, 3 or 4 years ago, but these devices were pretty much already in our homes. It was kind of niche. But then something crazy happened when Steam decided to enter the chat. Steam said, well, what if we brought something to the table that was mostly capable, not wholly capable, but mostly capable. We took our library that exists, that is vast, it's extensive, it's always growing, it's gaining titles from PlayStation and Xbox studios on a regular basis, and also we have some sort of verification process to where we can tell you if the games you want to play are verified and actually super well optimized, or at least there's no problems in any of it. They're playable because there's some text issues or you have to prompt a keyboard, this, that, and the other, or they're unsupported or we don't know. That way you know what games will actually run on the system itself. How about we be really transparent with our OS? How about we allow you guys to tell us what we need to do and change, and we listen and we move forward? And how about we make it only a couple $100 more than a Nintendo Switch, and we make the actual entry level to this portable PC market very, very attainable. And so when the Steam Deck entered, it at first was looked at as a somewhat niche product. PC gamers and stuff like that. And I got one off the rip because I'm like, content. But then I was like, I don't have a library. Why would I purchase games for a Steam library if I don't even have a PC? I'm just going to get rid of it. It was a cool emulation device, a fun little toy, and off it went. I didn't spend much time on it. And that was my biggest, I think, mistake in these past few years was dismissing the Steam Deck off the rip. Well, I got the Steam Deck OLED and it completely shifted where I'm wanting to have my games, but a lot of that has to come with the whole landscape of the digital market and all the different things that are going on. Well, when Steam released, or Valve rather, their hardware, not the first time, we had some questions. Question number one. Oh, that's nice and clean. Are they going to support this the way that they supported their other hardware? Comes out for a year, and then poof, no more support. Are they going to actually have a piece of hardware that is worth using? Or is it going to not run any of these games? Is the layout of the buttons kind of weird? Is it too bulky? Is it actually a portable device, seeing as how the difference between the two is pretty substantial? It is a very, very big, bulky behemoth. And this is sleek and sexy. Yeah, do I want to use it that way? Well, as time has gone on, we've realized that, yeah, it's okay. Because the Nintendo Switch, we've added accessories that make it bigger and bulkier to make it more comfortable. And also, with the Joy-Cons being detachable, yes, you can swap out a Joy-Con if you have any issues with button input or any damage to one side of that. But it still is a little flimsy, doesn't feel as solid, and is premium. It's not something like a unibody would grant you with the Steam Deck. Well, give us a couple years of the Steam Deck and there starts to be a little bit more coming to the table. In 2023, we saw the introduction of multiple big, heavy hitters say, you know what, we want to throw our hat in the ring. We want to play this game with you, or rather, allow you to play your games with us. And so we had Asus, throw the ROG Ally in the mix. We had Lenovo, throw the Legion Go in the mix. And just this year, we saw the MSI try to get involved, but we'll see what happens with the Claw. Again, companies that are very, very known for making hardware, for making laptops, for making gaming hardware with the Legion series for Lenovo and the ROG series, Republic of Gamers, with Asus. The very companies that have experience in this space are like, we want to start to get involved. And this is when it became serious. This is when we started to see, oh shoot, we're not in a niche market anymore. We're not in a somewhat gadgety field. We are in a redefining moment for all of gaming with something as simple as the introduction of the Nintendo Switch. Well, PlayStation couldn't let them do this without getting involved in some capacity, and they said, well, we don't have a portable for you, at least not yet, but we want to see if even getting involved in this space is worth anything. And they released the PlayStation Portal. Now, the PlayStation Portal is, I would say, nothing unbelievable in its actual, I guess, application. It is what I define it as a DualSense controller that has a screen in the middle of it. And it's very important that I say it this way because it is a DualSense controller that grants you, the gamer, access to all of your games on a somewhat secure and stable wireless network. You do not have the ability to load games on it natively, at least now, unless they've hidden stuff in there. And the device itself is limited in a good amount of features that you would want in a portable. But as an accessory to your PlayStation 5, a controller rather, it does exactly what it advertises itself to do. It allows you to play your games that are on your PlayStation 5 using this controller with a screen in the middle. For better or for worse, it is just a controller. And what I personally like about it is a DualSense controller. So you get all of the different things that the DualSense has brought to the table this console generation. But again, they're just trying to get proof of concept here. Do people on PlayStation genuinely want to use this device? Now, or use gaming, or play games this way? Now, we don't know if the fact that this thing has been sold out for the past 5 months is because they didn't make a lot, or because it is wildly popular. We don't know. But what I can say is this, after using this for a few days and having fun with it, I definitely see that there is a need. And as we look at the landscape and continue down this conversation today and during this cup, I can assure you that This is only the beginning for PlayStation. At least it should be. If they do not go down this road and fully realize the portable aspect of things, they probably will be left in the dust. I mean, Xbox and the rumors about Xbox bringing a portable to the table is, talked about it yesterday, I think probably the least of all of the different companies. It is not important for Xbox to bring their portable to the table. I don't understand why someone would want to have an Xbox Series X, Series S even, and a portable from Xbox when you could spend the money you would spend on an X, an S, and a portable, whatever it may be, and purchase a portable PC that grants you access to all of these. Yes, I understand that you have better maybe performance in a Series X as well as a portable combination, but I mean, if I'm playing my cards, I would much rather, with the exception of playing competitive games somewhat, I'd much rather spend the combined $500 to $700 of the two devices, or $800, who knows how much the portable is going to be, and get something like a Steam Deck that allows me to do all of the things that those two things can do together, and plenty more for less overall. xCloud and Game Pass, all that stuff, all those services are great and all, but you don't own anything. And so it ends up being a really interesting space. Xbox is owned by Microsoft, Microsoft being the owners of Windows, and Windows being on just about any and all PCs out there, except for the Linux users. See ya, I see ya. The Xbox portable really just seems very redundant and unnecessary. And so as I look at the landscape of gaming, I go, what do the next few years look like? Well, as Nintendo has proved to the world, we do indeed enjoy portable gaming. And so as these big heavy hitters start to get into the mix, we're seeing introductions of crazy different technologies. Lenovo, for instance, is bringing the idea of detaching controllers on the sides and kickstands and all the things they learned from Nintendo's application, saying how can we push the boundaries? How can we make it a mouse and keyboard situation? How can we allow the hardware itself to be more usable and versatile than maybe the other ones? Well, for instance, they allow you to use eGPUs, or you can. I don't know if they allow you, but you can use eGPUs, external GPUs, with your actual device without using proprietary cables for proprietary eGPUs, which Asus does have the ability to do the same, but there is a proprietary slot for you to use theirs, which costs multiple thousands of dollars. You can't just take your whatever, your GPU, slot it into a bay, and then use that on your Lenovo, on your Asus. You have to get real weird with it. So they start to add flexibility to the mix. Now, granted, this is still a Windows machine. You're still having to run the Windows operating system. So that comes with its own bag of tricks. And I personally believe that the Steam Deck, or the Steam Deck-like device that has an OS that is actually usable, flexible to an extent, but stable, is truly going to grant access to plenty more gamers than any other device out there. I believe this strongly. I believe it so much that I know I could give my own father, who is a Nintendo Switch user, very consistent. Also, my dad is, he knows technology. He's very, very, I was going to say up to snuff. I would say he's very, very comfortable with technology, but he and myself as well, we have been exclusive Apple users for a long time. And so ease of use and just works mentality is so important. I can give him a Steam Deck, and with the exception of some games being more complex than what he's used to with multiple inputs and all this stuff, he would be able to navigate this system within minutes of knowing, okay, cool, this is where the games are, this is where this is, the settings are here, this is the store, I can purchase the game here, and it would be immediate. Like, honestly, with something like a Lenovo Go or a ROG Ally or Claw, we have very different experience. I don't fault these companies for deciding to go down the Windows route. I think that it grants them way more access and ability to do more. And I think that honestly, looking into the future of gaming, that is going to be a more likely solution. Steam Deck and the Steam Deck OS, the Steam OS and the Steam Deck rather, are the, I believe, best application of this type of gaming solution. So simple, so good in what they do. But I can see the need for something like a device to run Windows. I do believe that this access is going to be a quicker and easier adoption than something like a Windows-based thing, handheld. But if we get some sort of handheld gaming, handheld OS designed specifically for it, that really is going to shift how things happen. We are at the beginning of one of the craziest shifts in gaming. I truly believe this. I believe that 2023 was the end of gaming as an era in a specific space. One of the greatest gaming years of all time. But just like your favorite sitcom ending in your two favorite characters getting married, name a sitcom that doesn't have everyone getting married at the end. I guess Seinfeld, everyone just goes to jail. What comes next? 2023 was incredible. We saw PlayStation get massive hits. We saw Xbox get massive hits, the last few. We saw Nintendo get massive hits. We saw all these things happen. And now in 2024, every creator under the sun's going, what the gosh darn heck am I supposed to talk about? I can't believe you don't see it. I can't believe you don't see what's happening. We have one of the most incredible shifts in gaming happening right before our eyes, and it is unbelievably exciting. As someone who has been a avid portable gaming person, I've been playing on Game Boys, DS's, I love portable gaming. I can see it as clear as day. We have the most awesome shift in gaming, and now is the time for you to start looking into, researching, joining me on this journey, because I will guide you through it as much as I can, on which direction and how to navigate the portable space. We absolutely will see something special in the next few years, and we are in alpha or beta right now. We are not quite there yet. Yet we've had the introduction of these gaming devices, and we're finding Steam Decks, Asus ROGs, Legion Go's out in the wild. People are starting to question, should I actually get one? Who would have never even considered it before? And that is something to absolutely pay attention to. If you're on the fence about Steam Deck or any of these devices, a Portal or a Switch, please, this is the space for you to learn more about it, because the portable space is unequivocally the future. It absolutely is. I don't believe that we're going to see a departure from console gaming or the standalone desk TV situation. Rather, we're going to see a much better harmony between hybrid style of gaming and traditional style of gaming. So the grab and go, get back to it kind of thing. I mean, yesterday I showcased in my super long stream how I can be playing on my PlayStation 5. My wife says, hey, I need you upstairs. I'm going to take a shower. The kids are watching something on the TV. Can you just be in the room to make sure that no one, chews on a plugged in cable? Yeah, absolutely. And I can grab this, power it on, and immediately have the game ready to go in this form factor on this device up in the bedroom or in the TV room. That kind of gaming is becoming more and more sought after, necessary. Similar here, have this docked, and then all of a sudden I need to go upstairs, undock it, good to go. And this, we all know, was designed to do just that. The fact that Valve, Asus, Lenovo, PlayStation, and eventually Xbox is wanting to get into this space just goes to show you that if you're not starting to look into portables for your gaming solution, you're going to be missing out on one of the coolest innovations, or not innovations, I guess, because it's not super innovative, but one of the coolest transitions in gaming that we've seen maybe ever. Yes, we have VR, we have AR, all these different realities. But the reality is we are people present in a space. And though the virtual space is cool, it's not realistic to do every day, all the time as a lifestyle. It's niche at best. And the adoption of virtual reality is more of a, hey, check out what I can do, rather than a, hey, yeah, I'm going to come do this kind of situation. My wife reads a book, I play Sandland. My daughter watches a movie, I get some more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in. My son is napping on me, I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom. These kind of gaming solutions for us fathers are unbelievably important, and I strongly believe, and I can't overstate this, that this, what I'm looking at in front of me right now, not the devices themselves, but the actual things I'm looking at, is truly the future of gaming, and I can't be any more excited than I am in this moment. But who knows? Maybe tomorrow will change. That's all I have for you guys today. Join me on streams at night. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, but most of all, happy gaming.